about deaf art. So let's start with the most basic question. What is it? Okay. So what is deaf art? Well, deaf art is the VIA, which stands for Deaf View Image Art. And according to Brenda Schertz from the Visual Anthropology Review, she describes deaf art as an entire genre of vibrant, eloquent minority art that has largely escaped the attention of art scholars and the general public. So, pictured here is Chuck Baird, who is a famous deaf artist. In the bibliography section of deafart.org, we can find that he has done many advocate sessions on deaf art, as well as spreading and promoting the history behind it. Some of Baird's most notable works can be found in his book titled Chuck Baird, 35 Plates, and that is just a compilation of his artwork. One of the most noteworthy paintings he has ever done is this 150-foot mural, which has incorporated deaf history and the language, and it's located at the Learning Center for Deaf Children, and he painted it in the summer of 1995. So what can Devia do? Devia can be used to show pride in being deaf, as well as show pride in sign language and deaf culture. In this painting, Chuck Baird shows his pride for being a deaf American. We can see this with the American flag pattern, as well as the sign that he chose, which means America. In this painting, he once again shows his pride in the sign language, as he paints a cat with a corresponding sign for feline. This next image, Baird uses the sign for whale in motion to capture the movement of the sign, as well as the visual beauty of both the sign and the real life. And then here's a side-by-side of a regular photograph of a whale's tail. And this shows how sign language can be used as a visual representation of real-life objects. So, why is deaf art so important to the deaf community? Well, one thing that the deaf community wishes that the hearing community, which is us, would understand is that being deaf is not a disability. In the words of Frederick Sherbert, deaf people can do anything a hearing person can do, except hear. In this intricate painting done by Chuck Baird, he portrays the ear as a mechanical device that is constantly wearing out, as shown by the batteries located behind the ear. He also shows that the ear is not an essential part of the body, and he shows this by using purely external parts. In this image by an unknown photographer, we can see how the hands operate instead of the mouth, and how emotions can be shown just as talking, as we see the veins popping out in his wrist and the bent fingers. And with the mouth, we see the open mouth and the stretched lips. So, what does deaf art do for the hearing community? It shows us that being deaf is not a disability, it's a language barrier.